Hey everybody, Mrmathblog here. This lesson is common denominators and equivalent fractions. So don't forget all your lessons can be found at mrmathblog.com. And if you guys can, would you guys click like on the video? If it's okay if you can't, I'm cool with that too. Let's go ahead and get started here. So here's our Common Core strand, and our question is, how can we rewrite a pair of fractions so that they have a common denominator? Okay, we're going to show a few methods in this lesson here. So here's one. Julie has two of the same size pans of brownies. One has 3 sections and the other one has 4 sections. So here's the 3 sections and here's the 4 sections right here. She plans to divide both pans into more sections so that they have the same number of equal size sections. So how many sections will each pan have? Okay, so we can use what's called a common denominator, or in this case a common multiple of the denominators, to write fractions that name the same parts of a whole right here. Okay, so we're just going to cut these pans up and get the same size pieces. So here we're going to divide each of the third size into fourths. So what I'm going to do is slice it into fourths, a little slice right here, we're going to slice it up into 4. So actually we'll do one here in the middle right here, and then we'll do one right here, and then we'll do one right here, and then we'll divide this one that's divided up into fourth size sections into thirds. So we're going to cut it right about here and then right about here, and they're going to make all the same size parts right there. So there's that one right there. Can you see all of these are the same size parts right here? So these are divided up into the same size parts, and they're twelfths now. They're all twelfths of this pan of brownies. And then when we cut this one up into thirds, it's already cut into fourths right here. So we're going to cut each fourth into the thirds right there. And then that's going to give us twelfths on that one also right there. Okay, so both pans are going to have 12 pieces right there. Okay, and it's kind of hard to see, you guys, but this size right here is the same as this size right here. And if you think about it, they started with the same size pan right there, and this has 12 equal pieces. This has 12 equal pieces, so this piece must equal this piece. They're just, this one's skinnier and longer. This one's more of a square. Okay, so let's multiply the denominators to find a common denominator. So the common denominator between 1/3 and 1/4, if we multiply those two, is going to be 12 right there. Okay, so we're going to rewrite 1/3 and 1/4 as equivalent fractions using common denominators. Okay, all right, so remember back over here when we did, oh well, I have this right here. It's coming up right here. So thirds right here, when we cut this third into fourths, this third became 4/12 of here. Here's the third, here's a third, so here's these 3/3 right there. So now we cut this third, so there was 4 of the 12 right here, and here's 4 more of the 12, and here's 4 more of the 12. So each of these thirds is equal to 4/12 right there. Okay, and then 1/4, we took this 1/4 right here and we cut it into thirds. So this 1/4 piece had 3 pieces in it, and this 1/4 piece had 3 pieces and 3 pieces and 3 pieces out of the total 12. So 1/4 is the same as 3/12 right there. Okay, so another way we can make a list, you guys. So let's make a list of the first 8 non-zero multiples of 3 and 4. Okay, so we started here with multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, and what we're doing, we're just adding 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18, finally 21 and 24. Okay, multiples of 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, and then 8 plus 4 is going to be 12, and then 12 plus 4 is 16, and there's the rest of them right there. So we just kept adding 4 right there. Okay, so let's circle the common multiples. Okay, well, it's pretty obvious. They both have 12s in common. Do you see another common multiple? Okay, right here, 24. They both have a common multiple of 24. So let's circle those guys. Now, the least one is this 12. We want to focus on the least multiple most of the time, you guys. So use one of the common multiples as a common denominator to write equivalent fractions for 1/3 and 1/4. Okay, so when we were talking about thirds right here, we're going to change it to 12. So this is 3 times 1, 3 times 2, this is 3 times 3, this is the fourth 3 right here, so this is 4/12 right here. So 1/3 is going to be 4/12. And then when we get the 12 on the multiples of 4, this is 4 times 1, this is 4 times 2, this is the third 4, so this would be 3 sorry, 3/12 on that one right there, okay? So of the 12 right here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4/12, and of the 12 right here, it's 1, 2, 3. It's 3/12 right there. Okay, so 1/4 is equivalent to 3/12, and 1/3 is equivalent to 4/12. Okay, just like the pans of brownies. Also, you guys, right here, if we go in the multiples of 3, this is the 8th multiple of 3. That's where it became 8/24. And this is the 6th multiple of 4, so this is 6/24 right here. So 1/4 is the same as 3/12, is the same as 6/24. Over here, 1, and so see how they have common denominators? If we're going to pair up the 12s, 1/4 and 3/12. If we're going to pair up the 24s, we have 8/24 and 6/24. Which number do you think is bigger, 1/3 or 1/4? 1/3 is, because once they have common denominators, we can look at the numerators. I think that's the next lesson, by the way. All right, so both pans of brownies can have 12 or 24 pieces right there. Okay. So find the least common denominator of 2 or more fractions by finding the least common multiple of 2 or more numbers here. So here we go. We're going to use the least common denominator. So find the least common denominator of 3/4 and 1/6. And once we do that, we're going to use the least common denominator to write equivalent fractions for 3/4 and 1/6 right there. Okay, so step 1, let's list the multiples of the denominators and find the least common multiple. Okay, so we're going to go 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. We're going to list them right here. Okay, so here's 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. Here's 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4, 4 times 5, 4 times 6. Okay, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Okay, plus 6 is 24. Here's 6 times 5. This is the first multiple, the second, the third, the fourth. Here's 6 times 5 right there. Okay, so what common multiples do they have? Well, they have 12 and 24. But we want the least common multiple, so we're going to focus on those 12s right there. So the least common multiple of these two fractions is 12 right there. Okay, let me slide that up right there. Okay, step 2. Now we're going to use the least common denominator, which is that 12 right there, and write equivalent fractions for each fraction. Okay, so right here, when we did the 4 right here, this was 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 gave us that 12. So we're going to multiply 3 times 3, okay? So 3/4 is going to be the same as 3 times 3 over 4 times 3. So 3 times 3 is going to give us 9, and then 4 times 3 is going to give us 12. All right, so when we're doing multiples of 6, here's the first multiple, here's the second multiple. So this is 6 times 2. So similarly, we're going to multiply 1 times 2 up on top, and 1 times 2 is 2, 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, so those are our equivalent fractions right there, and they have the least common denominator right there. All right, so 3/4 can be written as 9/12, and 1/6 can be written as 2/12 right there. All right, you guys, again, don't forget all your lessons are found at Mrmathblog.com. Take care.